Some trouble, so he didn't practice with the Cowboys today and continues to get around-the-clock treatment in advance of Sunday's game versus the Eagles. Our Chris Mortensen reporting Romo has a herniated disc. Adam Schefter reporting the Dallas quarterback is done for the season. Head coach Jason Garrett holding out, at least until tomorrow, says the team's definitive decision on Romo's availability will come Friday.
Certainly. I mean, you want him to practice. We don't anticipate him practicing today, so we'll see how he does the rest of the day and how he wakes up tomorrow and go from there. Certainly you want your quarterback to practice at some point during the week. Tony's obviously played a lot of football for us, so you would give him more leeway than most, but more than anything else, it's just a health issue and see how he's feeling.
Beyond pain, what are the issues for Tony?
Oh, I think pain is probably the biggest issue, and you know, pain and how that relates to how he can function. And, you know, there are a lot of different levels to that, too, walking around, moving around, and all that. So you wake up in the morning and you evaluate it. You know, backs, you know, tend to, you know, kind of impact your whole body and how you can function really just in day-to-day life. So, you know, hopefully he'll respond to some of the treatment and feel better as the week goes on.
For more on the quarterback situation in Dallas, we bring in Ed Werder. Ed, the Cowboys keep talking like there's hope. Are we looking at wishful thinking or maybe thinking it's nobody's business until it absolutely has to be told?
Well, probably equal measures of both, and if they wait until they have to be told, it may not come until 90 minutes before kickoff on Sunday night when the inactives are declared before the game. But let's look at this situation on a really deep personal level. You know, tight end Jason Witten was drafted just a few days before the Cowboys signed Tony Romo as an undrafted free agent. So they've experienced success and failure together, the longest tenured members of the current Cowboys team. And while it's Romo who feels the intense physical pain of a herniated disc that sources say is only slightly improved with an injection and other treatment procedures, it's Witten more than any other player who feels the emotional pain of seeing Romo missing practices, missing meetings, and virtually certain not to play in Sunday's winner-take-all game against the Eagles.
For him and I mean, everything you work for, you've done over the course of a decade is for moments like this. And you know, if he's not able to go, obviously that's a blow. But you want to do it for guys like that.
You know, we're going to play our ball game. That's all we need to worry about. And I don't think none of us in here, you know, lost down to sleep because we all prepared and we ready to go for this ball game. Like I said, it's real hard that Tony went down, but we got to look forward.
Obviously, with Tony not being out there, you know, that's a blow for your football team. In my opinion, he's one of the better quarterbacks in this league. So, but you have to step up and believe that you can do it. And this is where we're at. You know, everything you work for and prepare for this entire season since April comes down to this game.
Well, Romo's dedicated all of his time this week to treatment for his back. Jason Garrett says he'd like to have the quarterback practice by Friday, as you heard, if he's going to play on Sunday. But, John, he said the Cowboys wouldn't necessarily rule him out even if he misses tomorrow. And as for Dez Bryant, limited in practice with his own back injury, but left no doubt when we talked to him in the locker room, he intends to play Sunday against the Eagles.
All right, Ed Werder. Witten, yeah, success, failure, and I believe Cancun. Cowboys, Eagles, Sunday night, Kyle Orton on call, likely on the field.
Is back, so the Cowboys may be doing what they can to present the fact that you got to choose between two different quarterbacks.
As they should,
What are the Eagles really doing, though, to get ready? What do you think is really going on?
I think they're getting ready for Kyle Orton. When you listen to Chip Kelly at his press conference today, he's mentioning Kyle Orton. He's talking about watching preseason film of Kyle Orton. He talks about every single place that Kyle Orton has been in his press conference throughout his NFL career. He is gathering information on Kyle Orton because he believes this is the guy that they're going to play against. You can sort of read the tea leaves here, okay? I mean, he's not at meetings. He's not at practice, all right? He's got a back injury. He isn't practicing tomorrow, possibly. There's a point where a head coach in their staff meeting or a defensive coordinator out of that meeting will come into the meeting and talk to his players. Guys, this is who we think we're seeing. And then he'll say Kyle Orton. And I think that's the guy that they're saying, and that's the guy you prepare for. Now, there's big differences between those two. Kyle Orton doesn't have the athletic ability that Romo has, more of a traditional base quarterback, average arm, all right? He can't scramble like Tony Romo, but he's a scrapper. Okay, and he can play, and I think that's the guy they're getting ready for.
So it could be a necessary smoke and mirrors kind of situation. Could be. Teddy Bruschi back in a moment.
Meanwhile, in snowy Chicago, Lake Forest, today, Jay